We will put, I don't care what you want, we will put it on a stick.
Can you list all of those things that they have again for me?
We got meatballs on a stick. We've got steak on a stick.
No, it's steak on a steak.
Steak on a steak. We've got corn on a stick. S'mores on a stick. Fried mushrooms on a stick. I don't think any fries.
There was chicken on a strip. There was fish on a strip.
Ooh, pork chop on a strip.
Stick.
On a stick.
Stick. I can't say it right.
Buffalo
Pork chop. Ooh, that actually sounds quite good.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't.
I think hot dog on a stick because they have corn dogs.
They have corn dogs?
I don't know actually.
I actually didn't see that. Key lime pie on a stick.
Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. So this weekend we went to the Georgia Renaissance Festival and it was so much fun, honestly. Like, we have been, my partners and I have been to the Renaissance Festival every single year since we got together. And last year, obviously, every Renaissance Festival was canceled, which was really hard. I always look forward to Renaissance Festival season, and you know, that was the middle of the summer, and sort of we were at that point kind of realizing that the pandemic was here to stay for a bit. Things weren't going to get better, and yeah, that was really hard. So being fully vaccinated and inoculated, having our 2 weeks pass and be able to go to the Renaissance Festival and return to some type of normalcy was amazing. So, as I've been talking about on this channel, I am making an entire Renaissance outfit because we are also going to the Tennessee Renaissance Festival in a few weeks. But before I do more videos of that, I want to show you this vlog that I made while we were at the Georgia Renaissance Festival because I just kind of want to share my joy with you from last Sunday. So here we go.
Oh baby, hold me like it's the last time that you're gonna hold me for a while. Yeah, baby, you read my mind and know what I
So the Georgia Renaissance Festival is just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, which is about 2 hours from us. So we got up quite early and got in the car because we wanted to get there as close to open as possible. The festival opened at 10:30. We parked basically at 10:30, and there was still tons of parking. We got to park relatively close to the entrance to the festival, and then we obviously had to get our garb on. We did not drive the full 2 hours in our full garb, except for Cody, because his garb was essentially sweatpants and a shirt. But Janie and I did not wear our corsets and extra skirts. So we parked in the lot and started getting dressed, got fully dressed in the parking lot. Not, you know, we had clothes on, so we weren't like flashing anyone. And this is kind of like a time-honored Renaissance fair tradition. We were definitely not the only people putting our garb on in the parking lot. Although there was a child just staring at me while I did it, but they did call me princess. So I was going for a hobbit look, but it's fine, I'll forgive them. Once we got in, our plan was basically to start with the joust. Our new sort of best practice for Renaissance festivals is go to the joust early.
Yay!
Good greetings, my lords and my ladies. Do rise and join me in welcoming their Royal Majesties, King Henry VIII and his glorious Queen, Catherine of Aragon.
Yay! We're supposed to stand up.
There's usually multiple jousts throughout the festival, but they tend to get busier as the day goes on because people arrive, you know, later in the day, and it tends to get hotter as the day goes on. And both at the Colorado Renaissance Festival, which is the only one we'd been to before Georgia, and the Georgia Renaissance Festival, there was no shade. Luckily, we are kind of just at the cusp of spring turning into summer, so it was warm, but not miserably hot, but definitely go to the joust early because you want to be able to get a good seat before too many people show up. This joust was great. There was a storyline and everyone was mic'd, which is rare. It's not necessarily common for every jouster to be mic'd at Renaissance festivals, so we could actually hear what everyone was saying and sort of follow the storyline. One of the knights looked weirdly like my little brother, which was kind of a trip, although my little brother is terrified of horses. He's also not little, he's like 25, but you know what I'm saying. So then, after the joust, we were peckish. So we got hot dogs. It was like noon by the time we ate, so it was lunchtime, but it was also our first meal of the day, and eating a giant hot dog, your first thing in the day, was weird, made us feel a little ill, to be honest, but you're not supposed to eat healthfully at the Renaissance Festival. That's not the plan. So Janie and I split a giant hot dog. It was a great decision, highly recommend. The other show we knew we absolutely had to do was the Birds of Prey show.
I travel throughout the country with wondrous birds of prey, and I share them with folks like yourselves. The reason I do this is I want you to have a better understanding of our raptors, as birds of prey are more properly called.
Cody is very into birds. He does not appreciate when we make fun of him for being super into birds, but then he'll say things like, I'm just really into owls right now, with absolutely no irony. So it's very cute. Highly recommend getting a husband that's very into owls right now. The one thing I like about animal shows at Renaissance festivals is they tend to be put on by conservationists, animal rescuers, and they always mix a mixture of fun facts, tricks, and conservation messages. They always tell you where these animals came from, what their backstory is, why they're doing these shows, and usually have some sort of education about it as well. So highly recommend doing as many shows as you can. We always like to look at the timetable before we get there, kind of map out what we want to see so we can make a plan, a game plan, because it's very easy to get wrapped up in the day and get overwhelmed and miss shows that you really want to see. So definitely plan ahead is always a good idea. Just know that you're not going to be able to see everything, so you know, plan out your most ideal and then whatever else you can stick in and have lots of fun. Also, always bring cash and prepare to tip. Rennies make their living traveling around the country and putting on shows, but it is very expensive to do. It's not an easy life, and they make most of their monies in tips. So bring cash. Most businesses are cash only, and tip your entertainers, tip your bartenders, tip everybody. Spread the love. After the Birds of Prey show, we decided just to kind of wander around, shop, get some more food, and just kind of hang out, take it easy for a little bit.
He has a whole ass bag of popcorn and he's just sitting in a stroller while people carry him around. That's fair.
And I get a ton of footage from different artisans. For the most part, they discourage photos and video of their work. Just out of respect for the artist, I just sort of weighed on the side of not taking footage without their permission or consent. Definitely got a couple of beers. Well, actually, Janie got a frozen blue lemonade thing that was made with wine because they didn't have a liquor license. So it was all beers and ciders and wines. But I had a really yummy cider. Cody had a perfectly fine beer, and that was absolutely fun. Janie and Cody did the strength test. Neither of them rang the bell. They did get very close. They were fighting over who did better, so I'll let y'all be the judge of who won that masculinity contest between my partners.
Oh, you can walk past. Babe, you gotta be better than a stable boy.
Doing it. I'll do it.
The first time, I think so.
And then Cody did the Jacob's ladder, which he was not great at, but he did bond with the girl who was running it. She showed him how it was made, everything, after he failed to ring the bell as well on that one. We then met up with some friends, our friends Dee Dee and Taylor, who I actually met through TikTok, and they are former Renaissance Fair employees or cast, so they were telling us all about the fair, about how when they used to work there, they actually vended there for a year as well. So learned tons of stuff from them about being there. It was a great time. Lovely to meet internet friends in person for sure. Janie and Cody wanted to throw axes, which is something they've done at every Renaissance festival we've ever been at. They compete on that as well. This one was harder than the Colorado Renaissance Festival. They didn't do great, but not going to make fun of them for that too much.
You're a champ.
You get one more. Oh, I get one more.
Gonna show off for the rest of us.
This is honestly her favorite part of the year. Yes.
I'm glad I got one.
Me too.
My beads.
Sure.
I think it's very festive and I think it's very historically accurate.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you got it, babe. Oh. I am more manly than him. Yes.
He gets one more.
What?
He gets one more.
My masculinity is not threatened. Let's go, babe. Oh.
Next to the axe throwing was my possibly favorite part of the day, and it was the insult comic that was getting tomatoes thrown at him.
I've never been up there in my life. And I tried. I've never been up there. I did duck, I survived. There's a difference. Okay, I didn't realize you played softball. Stop. Stop. What? What? I don't know what game that is. What game is that?
So you could pay like $3 for, or $5 for 3 tomatoes, something like that, and throw them at this guy while he insulted you. It was hilarious. It was really funny. Adults did terribly. Children did great, which I thought was very funny. A couple kids nailed him like straight in the face, which had to hurt, you know? And then to wrap the day up, we had a 2-hour drive back home. So we didn't stay quite until close. We went to the Puppies of Penzance, which was a rescue dog show, trick show. It was absolutely hilarious and definitely the perfect way to cap off the day. And then we got back in the car and drove 2 hours all the way home. It was 100% worth it. Such a lovely day. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I absolutely recommend looking up your local Renaissance Festival and going if you feel safe, if you're fully vaccinated, or you know, you feel safe being there. It was definitely crowded. There were a lot of people there. People were pretty much good about wearing their masks though. And since we were vaccinated, we were not worried about taking our masks off to eat and drink, that sort of thing. But for the most part, people wear their masks. We felt safe, but again, we have been vaccinated, so that definitely helps. If you guys liked this video or any of my other videos, please do give me a like and subscribe. I upload every Wednesday. I try to upload every Wednesday. Sometimes I don't, 100% make it. But I appreciate every single one of you. Have an absolutely lovely day. Bye, friends.
Girl that can love me all through the night, and that's what I like. Yeah. Put you in the long